Alright, what's up guys, Bailey here. So today in this video, I'm going to be going over my 5 best one-round fights in UFC history. And yeah, I mean, I think the criteria is pretty straightforward. It's just a fight that only goes to the first round, and it's pretty good. Let's get started. So first off here, boys, we got Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren, right? Listen, this fight, it was sudden, it was quick, and violent. Best example of how high the consequences are in a fight. You know, listen, with Jorge and Ben, they were talking a lot of shit on the build-up to this fight. And I remember Ben got traded from one, and we thought, man, like, Jorge might lose. You know what I mean? Jorge is going to get dominated because Ben, on paper, was a bit better, right? He had better grappling. He was a bit higher level. Maybe not on the striking, but we thought that Ben was going to dominate him. So Jorge runs out and times Ben's shoot. Ben shoots for a takedown, or he times it with a flying knee and ends the fight in just 7 seconds.
They get the fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
Easily one of the best finishes of all time. Iconic. Easily one of the best finishes of all time. Iconic knockout. But praying for Ben Askren with all due respect. Next. This was in another list that I had a long time ago, and I made a mistake. It was in my top 5 non-title fights of all time, and that was a huge mistake because I completely forgot that this was for the Strikeforce welterweight title. But this fight was still an absolute war. Both sides hurting and knocking each other down, right? With Paul almost getting the finish on Nick, right? I mean, he had him. Boom. Nick falls out on his belly. Diaz is just hammering him. You know, I mean, Daly's just hammering him. Diaz moving out the way. He manages to pull through and just drown Paul Daly with the pressure, the body combinations, and finishes him towards the end of round 1. I just remember this fight being absolutely legendary. Easily one of my most favorite title fights of all time. And I just remember thinking, you know, watching this fight at first, you know, when Strikeforce was still a thing, and I just thought, why isn't Nick over in the UFC? You know what I mean? And eventually when he got there, yeah, he kind of faced some better competition and like GSP, you know, guys like that. But I still think that this is when Diaz was really deep into his bag. And I really feel like they should have picked him up here when he was like on that massive, I think it was like a 12-fight win streak, 11-fight win streak. It was a huge fight win streak that he was on at this time. And then Nick was just so ahead of his time as a fighter in terms of like, you know, the whole 40-50% shots, and he's just gonna dig 100%, you know, every other shot in his combinations. I really think that this fight was good, and I highly encourage anyone to watch it, but I'll show the highlights as usual.
Strikeforce World Welterweight title. Diaz is down. Daly jumping on him. Diaz was rocked by that punch, and yet is able to recover. Daly. Diaz, the champion in white and black. Daly, the challenger in blue. Great body work by Diaz. Oh, a beautiful uppercut. Looping right hand. Daly falling. He's in trouble. 11 seconds. Diaz going in for the kill. And it's over. Diaz.
So next here we got Travis Browne versus Andre Arlovski, man. Now, a lot of people, especially the newer fans, are not really going to know who these two are. This is a bit more like Unk, right? Or what I kind of grew up watching as a kid, right? Travis Browne, the husband of Ronda Rousey, and also a really talented and at one point a very big heavyweight contender. Then you got Andre Arlovski. He's a former champion. And this is a definition of a heavyweight clash, man. Both fighting for the #1 contender spot to challenge for the title, right? They both put their friendship aside, and they just went to war, man. They were hurting each other, trading big shots and big sequences. And eventually, at the end, Arlovski managed to knock out Travis Browne towards the end of the first round. But it was just such a good fight. And I think Travis Browne hurt Arlovski first. And it just got to, I was like, what the fuck? And they're both on stilts, and they're both just swinging and banging. True definition of a heavyweight fight, without a doubt.
Player, of course.
Oh, he got
Arlovski caught him.
Arlovski pushing.
Talking about Mike, that they're just so used to each other.
Oh, he got him with the back fist again. Looking to finish the fight. Oh, my goodness.
Big shot from Travis.
Andre with the uppercut.
Beautiful
He lands
uppercut.
it again. Andre Arlovski
whipped.
So yeah, man, I mean, this was a real good fight. But next one, this is one of my personal title fights and probably my favorite one-round fight of all time. We got Eddie Alvarez versus Rafael dos Anjos, man. This is such a fucking banger of a fight, man. I mean, Rafael just comes out with, like, he just comes straight out the gates with pressure at Eddie Alvarez. We all know that that's how he fights. I mean, he dominated Anthony Pettis the fight before. But Eddie is just made out of a different kind of metal, man. I mean, the pressure that, I mean, Rafael dos Anjos, man, he was just putting it onto him. And then Eddie he lowers the hand and cracks him with a left hook. Just bink and cracks him with a hook. RDA goes flying, stumbling back. You know what I mean? Eddie's pouring on these combinations. RDA rotates out. You know, Eddie's like all tired, and then he hits him with a flying fucking knee. They go flying back down, and then next, you know, Eddie finds his way back up, and he's just unloading these combinations like some real steel type shit, boy, and fucking ends the fight in round 1. And if you guys don't know, I would highly suggest looking up Joey Diaz's reaction to this fight, because it is just so fucking hilarious. I mean, it's fucking funny, dude.
He's close right hand for Alvarez. A beautiful uppercut. He's letting it fly. Alvarez uppercut. Standing. Oh, big knee. Uppercuts. Herb gonna step in.
And then for the coup de grace, right? My favorite, besides this, obviously, this one's just straight up karma. I'm talking Amanda Nunes when she just pieced the fuck out of Ronda Rousey, man. Dominance. Just completely dominant. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. I mean, Rousey coming back from, coming back here from a TKO or a KO loss against Holly Holm. She got head kicked, ground pound, knocked out. Comes back, challenges Amanda Nunes for the bantamweight belt, right? Nunes just goes, fuck that, and just beats the shit out of her for all 47 seconds, man, into the first round, and retired Ronda Rousey, man. There's nothing I can really say about this fight outside of just dominance. Completely shutting down and exposing Ronda Rousey, who I believe is probably the most overrated fighter of all time. I think Ronda Rousey got fraud checked. I think the competition massively caught up to her, and this is what retired her and completely shattered her ego. And not only that, the GOAT, Amanda Nunes, did it. Literally came in, said, nah, okay, I'm just going to box you up like an Amazon package. And that's exactly what she did. That is exactly what she did.
Utilizing that reach early, mixing things
She
up.
tagged her. Hands with a big right hand, Mike. And again, she hurt her again.
Nunes
She's in trouble, Mike.
Over the
She's walking Ronda down. She tagged her again.
over and over. Big combination.
It's in. It's in. It's over.
So yeah, everyone, that's my top 5 list for best UFC fights in one round of all time. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.